And so God says, this is what I want them to do. I want them to push outside of this because I have a generation. I have a generation that is dying. I have a generation that is dying. And this is what is happening in this story. The Bible says the children of Israel did wrong to God. And so he handed them over to the Philistines 40 years. That number 40 represents generations. And what God is saying now is that it's time for us to really stand up and get our generation back. God is saying, you know what, I'm coming, and this is the greatest part about it. He doesn't choose people who think they got it all. He goes and he selects someone who's barren. Someone who comes to church with their swag on, or looking like whatever. I guess there's a church look now. And they look so unchurched. But God is like, I want to take that one right there because I know he can't do nothing without me. I know he can't do nothing on his own. So that's the one I want to use because he's not talented. He don't have the runs. He don't have the preacher voice. He don't have none of that. All he got is just a vessel. That's all I need is just a vessel. And I can use that one right there. I don't care what it's dressed like. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what his daddy did to him. I don't care what his mama did to him. I don't care what anybody is saying in his ear. I want to take the one right there that's barren. The one that everybody looks at and says that one is cursed. The one that everybody looks at and says that one will never be anybody. The one that everybody looks like and say he just gonna grow up and be like his daddy. He gonna go to jail just like his daddy. God is saying no. That's the one that I'm gonna use for my glory. Because when everybody gives up on you, sometimes it's like the best thing for everybody to just give up on you. It's just sometimes just the best thing for folks to just say, you know what, ain't gonna be nothing. Because all that time then you're forced to be by yourself. You're forced to walk alone. You're forced to have to go to God for yourself because you ain't got everybody in your ear. Folks don't think you, everybody who has the talk, they're not coming to you because they don't think they can help you. So you got this time now that you're with God. And this is what God is calling for this ministry that Manoah's wife, and I keep saying this because, the Bible doesn't even, she has to be an outcast because the Bible doesn't even look at it as important to say her name. And God says, this is what I want. That one who don't nobody even know their name, all they know is their situation. All they know is that she's barren, And I was at home. I live in a small town in Bay Minette, Alabama. Some of you probably never heard of that. And I was out eating today at Chick-fil-A, and there was a lady, me and my friend, I was out eating. And there were two ladies back there. Now, I can look at somebody and tell they're from my hometown, but I wasn't there like a long time like everybody else. So I don't know everybody, but everybody knows me because we have a big family. So they was just smiling like, hey, how your dad doing? How your granddad doing? I was like, they doing good. My dad is recovering well and all this other stuff. And I turned around and started eating my food. It's like, you don't even know who we are, do it. I was like, no, I really don't know who you are. But I know you look familiar. And then one of the ladies was saying, yeah, I don't know you either, but I remember one day when you was coming out of Walmart and you backed into my car and hit my car. I was like, I remember that. I remember that situation. I remember that issue. She's like, yeah, I just told you, go tell your mom about it. You ain't really did it up. I was like, yeah, I remember. You don't hit nobody's car and not remember, especially when they're so graceful to let you go. Now, I really felt bad because she did something like she could have called insurance and everything, but I didn't even remember. But if you ever bring up a situation, people become noticeable. You ever know how nobody knows Shakwanisha? I asked, who is Shakwanisha? You remember Shakwanisha? Like, nah, I don't remember Shakwanisha. Boy, you remember Shakwanisha stay down the hill by May in the little trailer, with the 3 bad kids, the one that dropped out of school. Oh, Shakwanisha. Yeah, I know Shakwanisha. Yeah. Y'all ever had no kind of conversations when you have to bring up, and that's what God looks for. He's like, you know what? I want to go find some people with some issues. I ain't coming for no perfect people who got it all together. Now, God can use y'all too. I'm sorry, but I'm not perfect, so I got to preach to the ones like me. So, God says, I want to take some people who got a bad name and really show my glory. And really show you how I can really use you to do something great. How I can use you to give birth to something that will change and deliver a generation. This is where this woman was. She was getting ready to give birth to something very, very important. Now, God, why would you take someone who is cursed? More than likely, when this boy comes out, they're going to refer him to his cursed mama. And you're going to choose this one to deliver a generation? This is serious business. God says, yeah. As long as you can keep them separate.